Well, this is going to be an interesting one. Today's like today, deserve a beer. So what we're looking at here today is Wilton's second biggest vise that they ever made. The biggest one they ever make is the Wilton 800. Then they have the Wilton 600, which is actually smaller than this. This is the Wilton C-3. They have 4 different models of this. They have a 3.5-inch model, the CO, then they have the C1, the C2, and this is the C3. This is the big dog. This guy is 23 inches long with 6-inch jaws, and my neighbor's making noise. And this bad boy can open up big. I'm not going to do it right now, but I will show it. And a lot of people don't know this about me, but I used to collect and acquire vices. This is actually the second one of these I've had. The first one I bought a long time ago and realized it was too big, and I paid a lot of money for it, and I ended up having to sell it. But this guy, I was eating lunch, look over in somebody's yard, I see this thing sitting on a stand. I'm gonna put a picture of the stand in. And I said, hey, what are you gonna do with that? You wanna sell it? They said 200 bucks. I couldn't load this damn thing into my truck fast enough. But I also like tools. Peterbilt Knife Guy is a huge tool fan, and especially American-made tools, made in Illinois, USA. This thing was made in 1980. Not a lot of people know this, but some people know that. If you're into Wilton vices, you know, if you pull the slide out, there's a keyway in there, and on the keyway, they're always date stamped. This was date stamped 1980. You can't really usually tell the month and the date, but the month screwed up, but it's 1980. So this is a 1980 Wilton C3, weighs about 190 pounds, and it's a freaking moose. There's my beer in a koozie next to it. Pictures and stuff, they just don't do it justice, my extra large hands, how big this damn thing is. And it's freaking awesome. I do not have plans for this thing yet. And people, when I'm doing knife reviews and stuff, they see this table. They don't realize how freaking massive this table is. This is a 36-inch, I think it's 32-inch actually. Yeah, 32-inch round manhole cover that is 1.5 inches thick. This is a chunk of cast iron right here. This is also a chunk of cast iron. This thing's in pretty fantastic shape. If you're into old vintage vices, it is very typical that the handle will be bent. I gotta tell you right now, this is the straightest frickin' handle that I've ever seen on any vintage vise that I've ever purchased. They're usually always bent. Even the bigger ones. Somebody will put a big old pry bar on there and bend them. But yeah, cool find. Jaws are in good condition. Everything is freaking sweet on this thing. It's just been used. Anvil is actually in good condition, which is nice. Jaws, I mean, this thing's what, 44 years old? Freaking crazy. They just don't build stuff like they used to back in the day. Badass, big ass, awesome vise. Like I said, it came on a stand. Right now that stand probably weighs about 450, 500 pounds, and there's no way I'm unloading it out of my truck by myself, so I have to figure that one out somehow. But typically these things will crack, and they usually don't crack under use. They'll crack because people drop them. They don't realize how heavy these things are, and they're very awkward. So they'll usually crack right in here. I've already pulled it apart. There's no cracks. Everything spins free. It opens up nicely. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Opens up nice. Let me lock it down. Yeah, if this guy lands on your toes, you're going to the ER for sure. But let's get this thing open. I believe these will open up 10 inches. Usually how you can tell is you measure how far it goes in here. So it's about 12 inches. You don't want to open it all the way. Actually, I would say safely 9.5, 9. But that's freaking huge. 9 inches is a lot. Right, ladies? I wouldn't know. What do we got here? We're not even at 9. Yeah, just a hair under 9. There you go. This thing is freaking massive. Freaking massive. I mean, if you watch my knife reviews, there's the stump of truth. This thing just, it's huge. It's freaking massive. What are we looking at here? Overall height, we're looking at 13.5 inches. That's freaking nuts. A lot of times these bars will bend because somebody will try to put a big ass something else in here and just crank down on it and it'll bend that bar. This one's not. Sometimes the tolerances on these things can loosen up too. This thing's still got pretty damn good tolerance. There's always going to be some movement in that jaw, but this one's pretty rock solid. Another thing, the Wilton C series are all pipe clamp vices. So if you look in here, there's pipe clamps, and that's why these things are raised up so high. Because I mean, you got 7.25 inches of depth in there before you know, so you can put something 7.25 inches big before you even hit it. Freaking crazy. Excellent score. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. We'll see how this video does, because like I said, I'm a knife channel, but I also like tools. I think this is the 3rd vise I've done on this channel. I know one guy who will watch this because he always comments on my Wilton vise that's in my knife reviews. So we'll see. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.